So after school, I went to uni, and I done 3 years at uni, actually 4 years. In my first year at uni, I actually got diagnosed with Crohn's disease. Now, with Crohn's disease, it took a lot out of me, so it made me miss, I think it was half of the year. So there was not really any point of me staying there. I had to start again. So yeah, everything happens for a reason, and I'll explain why. So yeah, I went back to uni after getting the treatment and stuff like that. That took a whole year, would you believe, for them to diagnose me with Crohn's, to start me on the treatment, and to actually start feeling better. So you can imagine, if anyone who's watching this video who actually suffers from Crohn's, so you would know the pain you would be going through for a whole, not even a whole year, close to a year. That is unbearable. To put it in perspective, I lost 4 stones. I'll send you a picture, Trev. But it's 4 stones in the space of a month, by the way. So yeah, I went to uni, studied sports therapy. I started playing football again. Then after uni, I came back home. But the aim was, because when I was at secondary school, I messed it up a little bit because I didn't get the right grades in science. I got a D in science. So for me to get physiotherapy masters, or to be a physiotherapist, because that was always my dream, I wanted to be a physiotherapist. So for me to be a physiotherapist, I had to go uni, do sports therapy, come out of uni, go to work in a hospital for a year or 2, get experience, then go back to university. So I mentioned briefly that I was playing football. So at the football team, again, I'm going to send you the links to this video. So in the football games, before every single game, our games would get recorded. I always used to go up to the camera. I randomly done this. I don't know what came upon me on that day for me to try this. I would literally just run up to the camera and just say my prediction, and I always just say KayTime. Because the reason why it was KayTime, because it was my time. It was time for me to speak without anyone else interrupting me or anything like that. So I'll literally run up to the camera and I'll literally be saying, okay, cool. What's going on, boys? The prediction for today is literally going to be 3-1. And the scorers are Malvin, something like that.
Dave's going to get one, Jonah's going to get one, and it might be a little cheeky little finish from the one and only KayTime. That's me.
Dave, I have a friend called Naya, and it's quite, I can safely say he's my shield, because I feel like anytime I'm stuck in this creative world, he's the person who started this person who's here. So I can always go back to him and say, I'm actually kind of getting emotional now. I can always go back to him and say, bro, I am stuck here. Can you help me? So, yeah, so carrying on, he's the one who told me, he actually gave me the name and he said you should call it KayTime, since you always used to say KayTime. So I started it and I went to my best friend, and his name is Sifa. So I went up to him and said, bro, I have this vision. I feel like I can interview people, but I don't know how I'm going to do it. He just said, don't worry, listen, I got you. Whatever we need to do, I know and I believe in whatever you want to throw on the table. So we started going through the journey, and we literally just started going from town to town, recording and interviewing people. And my first ever video was in Reading. I'm from Reading myself. And it was to do with haircuts. And I was just asking people what haircuts they prefer. And my parents, until now, they probably don't accept the KayTime and the YouTube live. In fact, maybe that's why I've not been really able to put as much money, put as much effort as I would want to put into KayTime, because I feel like if my parents were to see that in me, they would say, you know what, this is amazing, he's got a talent. But I also had other talents which they have kind of said, you know what, put that to the side. Education, you need education. I really thank them so much, because in this pandemic I still have a job. I hope you got that one, because the fact that they pushed me like this, that they've made sure that I work in a hospital environment, which has made sure that I have a job. So again, back to the story of what I was explaining. So the haircuts, it was easy for me to present in front of my family and say, look, this is what I want to do. What do you think? Do you approve of it? So I brought the video up. My dad would not stop laughing. And they didn't accept it. They wouldn't allow me to, they were not happy. They've grown up in Africa. They've never seen this type of generation where money and the life can be made on social media. So again, when I put that into perspective, I understand them why they've squashed it straight away. So that's my parents' side. They've never really accepted it. Then I carried on interviewing, I carried on with the videos, and it just blew up. And it just done really, really well. At the moment, 91.7 thousand subscribers, very close to 100,000. And I ended up meeting new people like you, not even new, but people started coming back into my life who, this is why we met. Because later on in life, we were meant to come back like this. So, yeah, I don't know if I missed any step. I don't know. You tell me, Trev.
No, I think that's it's a very good summary. I think, you know, what I've seen, you know, from my perspective is I've seen what I thought would happen in terms of your personality really start to shine. Because as I was seeing you grow up and I saw you become more extrovert, because like you said, initially you were more an introvert, and I started to see you come out and the confidence started to come out. And it's little things about people, you know. I mean, I'm sure your audience recognises this as well. You've got a great laugh. It's a very contagious laugh and a smile. So when you laugh and smile, it makes other people laugh and smile, which is it's perfect for any hosts, especially your type of material. You bring the best out of other people because I think you're genuinely somebody that wants to bring levity and comedy to a situation, and you want to see that lightheartedness come out. Because what we all, especially in this situation right now, we've got this pandemic in play, and of course we're on lockdown. And what people want, you see, is although it's important, it's serious, and we have to take note of it. They also want to bring the best of humanity out, you know, because we are quite funny things, aren't we? Funny beings, and we can see humour in things, sometimes in quite weird ways. But it's good because it kind of like gets closer to the soul. It touches you. That's what, you know, when people are laughing, and we know this because I'll get a bit sciencey for a bit, but it brings out all of those happy hormones, all the serotonin, and you know, it forms equilibrium within our whole sort of makeup, our physiology, and it's good for you. It's actually healthy for you. You know, laughing is something that can heal you. So to have somebody that can bring that about, as you do, it's a very healthy thing to have, and I think people gravitate towards personalities that have that energy about them. You know, and you've got that, and it's a gift. It really is. It's something that I saw it develop, and it was like I saw it more and more. I'm getting more and more proud, and all of a sudden you sort of dropped out of my life a little while, and then you appeared on YouTube, and it's like, YouTube. And then I saw it starting to gain momentum, and I thought, sure, this is it. This is going to happen for you. And I thought actually, you know, I actually thought it was going to happen quicker, you know, than maybe it did. I thought you'd go on to something quite big quite early on, but you know, various factors at play. You've mentioned
definitely.
Health was an obstacle. You know, parents in a way, you know, and the thing with parents is my parents weren't happy with me when I was young because I had certain ambitions that they didn't like. You know, I was into music and I was in a band, and you know, for a while I was told, look, stop what you're doing. It's a waste. Of time.
We need to play a song together one day because I play a couple of instruments. Sorry, I had to say something there.
two different genres. And that'd be interesting.
That would be interesting.
Okay.
And that curious thing within us, that because we're very social creatures, you know, we want to find out how other people live their life.
Yeah, true.
It's quite addictive actually, and with yourself as well. Once you start getting used to the patterns and rhythms of somebody's personality, and you see how they talk, how they behave, it kind of gives you a little bit of a buzz. And you want to find out a bit more about it. But a lot of the reason that celebrity culture kicks on is the obvious stuff, which is typically, you know, these people, they've got status, they've got a certain appearance that people, you know, feel is very appealing. But aside from that, it's also because with some of the personalities, not all, but some of them, they're addictive personalities. They make you feel good. You watch somebody, it makes you feel good, so you want to watch more of them. And that's great, you know. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. I think, you know, that's
amazing.
I think that's what we're about. Yeah, it's
I
kind
never
of
thought of it like that.
yeah, well, it's why we are like there's so many things that humans do which are sort of in the subconscious. They just go on, but you don't quite know why you're doing it, but you're doing it.
Yeah.
And you're getting something from it, so that's why you repeat it, or you want to look at that person again or follow what they're doing.